Phil Davis, Ancestry Lands Motivates. What are you preparing for in life? That's the question I have to ask. We know things are coming down the road, down the pipeline for us all. We know we're going to get older. There are certain things that we know for certain in this life that we have. There are certain things that we know are absolute and paramount. These things will absolutely happen and we have to prepare for them. These things cannot be changed. They're immutable facts, things that you cannot bargain your way out of, such as death. Things that you cannot mitigate, such as age. You can try all the serums you want. You can try all the healthy lifestyles. Nothing will stop that clock from ticking forward and saying that you are now 1 year older. You are now internally older and death comes closer. We now have the absolute knowledge and knowing of AI becoming something that is going to be implemented into our system, that jobs are going to be lost. I read something earlier where it was talking about universities are still teaching, and this was back in 2013, universities are still teaching subjects and graduating people with degrees that will, by 2030, will be about, a couple, at least 214 million people will not be in having a job in the industries that exist now, because they'll be replaced by AI for graphic designers, script writers, copywriters, and everything else that AI can currently do right now as we know it. This is not including how more efficient AI has gotten, since its early adoption and implementation into the world and the internet at large. We see the jobs being lost and replaced right now. We see the federal employees now, as the government shutdown enters day 21, 22, that people are still relying on the government to substantiate their life. The government is always going to be responsible for you to live. You're living on a government check. And now what do we have? The SNAP benefits, as of November 1st, may or may not be available if the government shutdown continues. In the state I live in Pennsylvania, they got a notification saying that these SNAP or government assistance benefits will not be available November 1st for recipients. And you've got people that have lived their whole life thinking that this was an absolute guarantee, gonna happen, gonna be here, no problem. The SNAP benefits were always gonna be available for me. And now what do we have? What are you preparing for? That's the question I have to keep asking. You didn't prepare for anything because the government got it. You're entitled to a check. And now we see with people more and more believing they're entitled to be paid from the government when most of them, if not a majority of them, are able to work. You would rather get a check.
1,000 feet, turn right onto Upper Gulf Road.
You would rather get a check than to go out there and provide for yourself and not be relying on someone else. And these are the same people that tell you, in a lot of ways, I'm independent, I don't need no man. We're talking about people now looking to food banks to feed themselves. Despite all the videos I've done on my main flagship channel, Ancestry Lands, talking about how you can grow your own food from seed, we're now in an environment where you have to look at things from the top down. I've done plenty of videos over the past year, a host of videos, telling people how to grow food from seed, how to...
At the light, turn right onto Upper Gulf Road.
Be self-sufficient, how to become self-sufficient through land ownership. Hell, I still got properties on my website.
Continue on Upper Gulf Road for 2 miles.
For next to no money down, low monthly payments, and people will still invest in the system instead of investing in themselves. So when I look at it I'm looking at my model, which has always been for the common man. I have to say to myself, well, look at the government, and they're saying that why should we make things available for citizens who do not warrant them, who do not work for them, who do not qualify for them. I'm not saying qualify because you qualify because you have you're infirm or you have some kind of setback or disability. I'm just talking about people who have the disability of motivation, the lack of inspiration, the lack of stick-to-itiveness, the lack of I'm going to pick myself up by my bootstrap and get out there and make something happen. People who are debilitated mentally and have no want or wish to motivate themselves to become something greater than their current existence now. All they want to do is go to work, and they know that their paycheck does not provide enough for living, the cost of living day to day. They know that does not provide enough, and yet they will still stay in that modality and say, I have nowhere else to go, with access to more technology than any other previous generation that existed before. And will still make excuses for it too. With the fact that you do not even need to leave your home to gain an income. Yeah, I talk to people all the time about land that I own, and they're talking about, well, it's not over here. And I'm like, but millionaires don't own the land where they live at neither. Name me one millionaire outside of someone who actually bought a home, but like most millionaires buy land and they hold it as a form of leverage or something that they can use later. It's an asset to them. And you got people out here that like they will invest in the system and then wonder why the system will not invest in them. Because the system is designed to take from you. It is not designed to give you anything unless you become its master. And when I say become its master, is it no longer do you need the system to provide for you. You provide things for the system. Employees, a business, assets, real estate, insurance. You have
quarter mile, turn right onto King of Prussia Road, State Route 1015.
You have to be a person that can contribute to the system, not take from the system in the form of being its benefactor. And people don't get it.
At the stop sign, turn right onto King of Prussia Road, State Route 1015, then turn left onto Upper Gulf Road.
You cannot be a consumer of the system, a cog in the wheel, one of the energy sources for the matrix, and think that the matrix is going to reward you for being its battery. Y'all don't see that car stopping right there? And that's what people think. I'm going to live forever on the government, despite the government being in trillions of dollars of debt. They're spending money for data centers.
Left onto Upper Gulf Road.
I should have took a left there. Okay.
In 600 feet, turn left onto Berwind Road.
Take
the next left onto Berwind Road.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to go to my daughter's field hockey game, and it's a little bit of a windy path here. There's not enough room for you to go, dude. You just gotta wait and stop like a normal damn person. They're trying to go around this shit. I'm right
in a quarter mile.
There's nowhere else for him to go. The government is going to send millions of dollars to Argentina to help them out. Meanwhile, beef prices here, for the beef farmers here, they're not going to get any help. And that just goes to show you, like, why?
At the stop sign, turn left onto Spruce Tree Road, then turn right onto Upper Gulf Road.
The people at the top are going to drain this system dry of all the rot, of all the people that are leeching off the system little by little. And the thing about it,
stop sign, turn right onto Upper Gulf Road.
There's a beautiful home there, man. Jeez, look at that home there. There's a beautiful home. Look at this home right here. Look at this home right here. Think that person gives a shit about your EBT and SNAP benefits? See that home right behind me? They care about that. They don't care about that.
Continue for 3 miles.
That person at that home, they don't have to worry about SNAP benefits. They're not worried about that. They don't care about, that's an example. A person who lives in that house, They know next to nothing about what SNAP is. They would, if you told them about SNAP benefits, they would think that it's something like a potato chip named SNAP that gives you some kind of benefit. They wouldn't know the first thing about the hell you're talking about. Not one thing. That's just how far removed they are from something that is draining the actual government funds every day. And once they get done with SNAP, once they thin out and they reform it, they kind of drain it dry. You're talking about billions and billions of dollars reclaimed back into the budget, the deficit. We're going to cut out billions of dollars by eliminate billions of dollars of benefits, and we're going to redo the system to make it so that way people can really just qualify for it and are given new benefits, new amounts based on a level of scrutiny. You got to be screened and intensely. Hell, it'll be easier to vote than it is to get SNAP benefits. It'll be easier to get a driver's license than it is to get SNAP benefits. They're going to make it harder for you to get money from the government. They're going to squeeze everyone out. And can you blame them? Can you blame them after this time that the people who are using the benefits are not using the benefits for short-term use or short-term gain because, hey, I've been sick, I've been unemployed just recently, and my goal is to get out and get a job, to get out and make something of myself. No, you got people who actually are living whole lifetimes, generational lifetimes on just these benefits alone. And again, I am not talking about the people who actually need it. We're talking about the people who actually do not need it, use it, and create generational institutions within their own households, and they are able to work people. There are people who can go out and get a job, but it is easier to live on the government system. I remember talking about this with my wife. This is how close to home it hits. A long time ago, when I first met my wife, when I first started dating my wife, before she was a Mrs. Davis, she was, did not make a lot of money, qualified for a lot of government, college, FAFSA, whatever that stuff is. And I lived a life for my family. I didn't qualify for that. My dad made too much money. And even now, I make too much money for my kids to get any kind of low-level benefits that normal people would when they're on lower income. That's not a bragging point, but it's just a point that we live two different lives. My wife lived a very low-income life, and it reflects in the things in the conversation I'm about to have with you right now. And I told my wife this once upon a time, because she was talking about, and it's hard to believe it, you would think a person saying this to you, it sounds crazy when you hear it, that she was saying that it would be more beneficial to her not to be married to me so she can get the benefits of, her school being paid for than the benefit of a husband. I shook my damn head. And I told her, I said, how long are you going to live off daddy government? How long are you going to live a low-level life? How long are you going to live at the lowest bar? And eventually, what will that yield? How will grabbing the low-hanging fruit all your life allow you to get to the good fruit at the top or the middle or just above the low-hanging fruit? If you get accustomed to eating shit, then shit won't taste like shit anymore. And to tell my wife that. So you're telling me the value of you getting free school, not free school, but just all the government handouts that you could are more beneficial than having a man in your life, a husband in your life. And it really wasn't her. It wasn't because of her. It was because of her upbringing that made her think that that was a benefit, to be able to have the government as her pseudo-husband, and how long that was ever going to last. And now, fast forward to 12 years later, she's seeing that, oh wow, some of the people I know who may or may not be on benefits, SNAP benefits, or utilizing them, that's going to get cut. And again, it gets cut, and now people cannot adjust because they've never done anything to prepare for that lifestyle being changed. They've never wanted to work more. They've never wanted to get out of the SNAP benefits. They're going to use it till they can. Same thing with the PPP loan. Now we're seeing people going back and getting arrested. You see all these zombie corporations. Now they're thinning out the herd to whether you really have a business or not. You got people in here, when I talked about, building a business and profit, you got people in here still talking about how much debt you could accumulate, like debt never needs to be repaid. The government can do it, but you cannot do it. They said, anonymity, all of this stuff. Then they came out with the Corporate Act, where you got to do a benefit of ownership information, because no one's got large corporations talking about their mom and pop. You see how it works? Oh, you'll own nothing. Yeah, you'll own nothing because, again,
North Spring Mill Road, State Route 3032.
Yeah, you'll own nothing because, again, you've never invested anything. You never planned for anything in your life. People are acting like you can't go out and go buy a damn car. You can't go out. I see cars all on the road. Of course you can own them. They're still selling houses. Of course you can own them. What the hell are people talking about? And again, you got to think about that.
Turn left onto North Spring Mill Road, State Route 3032.
I love directions, but I hate them at the same time. You got to think about it, too. You got a lot of people up in here telling you how to have a corporation and don't put your name on it.
Continue on North Spring Mill Road for 3/4 of a mile.
And then talk about the government, whomever wants you not to own anything, but they're promoting you doing the same damn thing. Don't put anything in your name. Have it in a trust. Have this, have that. And you got only a couple $100 to $1,000 saved to your name. You're sitting here being promoted the same garbage. Jesus, Mary and Joseph, where the hell am I? These houses, they ain't even got, you can't even see the damn houses. Look at this. This is a fence here. And the house is back there. Right here coming 1, 2, 3, you're about to see it. Or you can't see it. Yeah, that's where the house is. Got $1 million homes out here, man. And that's the problem. You got people
in a 1/4 mile, turn right onto Morris Avenue, State Route 3034.
telling you you'll own nothing and be happy. And guess what? Yeah, they'll tell you open up LLCs and stuff. And again, the banks, everyone else knows. I got my anonymity. I got my LLC, just this and that. But then again, the bank knows who owns everything.
Take the next right onto Morris Avenue, State Route 3034.
Because you have to do a BOI sheet whenever you're going to go get a loan from the bank. A business loan, too. They still know who owns the business. They still know. What are you talking about? I see other Instagram reels about people talking about getting bank funding. The bank knows who owns the business. How much anonymity do you have if the bank knows your information? You can't have anonymity when someone knows that you own it. That means that you can be sued and the bank can give up your records. All they have to do is see where the business is registered to, nearby bank. That information can be subpoenaed in court if you are being sued through your business. How the hell don't people know this? But it sounds good when it's on Instagrams and flicks. And again, what are you preparing for? What are you preparing for in life? When are you going to say, I got to do something now? I can't wait. I saw a video, and thank you to my man Eric for sending this to me. A lot of people say, and I'm going to end it with this. I'm going to land my plane on this one, man. A lot of people say, I'm going to wait for tomorrow to do this. I'm going to stop drinking tomorrow. I'm going to quote the video that was sent to me. I'm going to stop drinking tomorrow. I'm going to stop doing drugs tomorrow. I'll start working out tomorrow. I'll start doing this tomorrow. I'll start studying tomorrow. I'll start getting ready today, but I'll do it tomorrow. As if tomorrow's always supposed to come. That's what they always say. I'm going to do it tomorrow. But today is a day that you can make things happen.
In a 1/4 mile, turn left onto Williamson Road.
Today is a day that you can get things done and get things started, but you won't do that because, again, your plan is for tomorrow. Then what happens tomorrow, you find another reason to make tomorrow the next day, and another day, and another day. And next thing you know, you spend a whole lifetime and not getting something accomplished. So I'm going to say it today. Start today and don't wait for tomorrow.
At the stop sign,
have a plan.
turn left onto Williamson Road.
Have a plan. And stop waiting. Stop waiting on others. Stop waiting for tomorrow to come. There is no tomorrow for you to start today. If you know you got to start today, then start today.
Continue
and don't
on
make any
Williamson Road
excuses.
For 3/4 of a mile.
And don't make any excuses for tomorrow. Phil Davis, Ancestry Lands Motivates. I hope you've been motivated, folks. Heck, I got to drive through this neighborhood again, man, and do a front view of this because this is crazy. Any which way, Like, share, subscribe, and smash that like button. See you in the next one. Peace. That's it, folks. You can go to Ancestry Lands to start owning property today with payments starting at $250 a month, no credit checks, and owning land has never been easier. It's time to build your land portfolio one property at a time. We help you to get dollars from dirt and build generational wealth by owning small plots of affordable vacant land. Contact us to learn more. Oh, and speaking of dollars from dirt, I also wrote a book about investing in land for you readers out there. My book, Getting Dollars from Dirt, A Beginner's Guide to Vacant Land Investing, is on Amazon. The link is in the description section below. Inside, you'll learn simple, easy to read insights that will have you understanding why you should own land today. For more tips and tricks, subscribe for updates, comment below, and let us know what you enjoyed about this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
And remember, like and subscribe.